You never know what's happening here, so it can happen everything and it can happen nothing.
It's a major highlight of the season, so winning it is the premium goal you have and you're working for year after year.
The race had been postponed to autumn. We did not know what we can expect.
You have to be on the top. You know yourself, the second and the third, no one is remembering. It's for me the most important race we can do, still. It's, it's so special to drive here. It's a 24-hour race here. It's the most prestigious one, and for me personally is the most important one.
We did not know what we can expect. This is the magic of Nürburgring, I think, and from the Green Hill.
Spa is also special. It's a GT race. It's the biggest GT event you can win. It is very hard, it's very tough, but it's totally different from what you have here at the Nürburgring. So Spa is a fantastic race, but different.
I mean, every track has its own charm. Spa is louder, it is extremely fast. This is really a challenge for all the strategic decisions that you have to make.
Competing in these racing series is a completely different thing to racing at the Nürburgring, due to regulations, due to the nature of the track. Spa is a much harder work for the team to get these 24 hours to manage this.
ROWE Mineralwerk is a family company, and so my father and we are always in close contact together, and I knew that he's thinking about founding his own racing team. I think he wanted to win one time. Besides that, there's nothing more authentic for a producer of lubricants, motor oils, gear oils and stuff like that to have a racing team.
We decided to do it ourselves because we also do a lot of testing and development of products, lubricants.
Everything that we do here during the races, we use that knowledge that we gain from that, and it flows back to our research and development department. This is very important for us.
Of course, the challenge was to find the right people for founding, and with Hans-Peter Naundorf we were really very lucky to find such a great person.
We started in two very small backyard garages. For the first year it was incredible. Sometimes I'm still passing by. It was close to our neighborhood. And we started with one truck, 2 cars inside there, not much equipment, 3 mechanics, and the rest was just developing during the season. And it was March 15th, 2011 when we hit Nürburgring first time on a test with the car, and we had no spare parts, nothing. But then it was growing, it was rolling, we got the right people together. We won our first race here at the wheel end. And from that on, it was full speed ahead. Every year, every month, with all kinds of mountains to climb and things to get by. Yeah, and here we are. the switch to BMW in 2016 was a major switch for the team and for its then quality which we built up through this process. The first really big one was winning Spa. The team, the drivers, everyone involved in this program did very well the 4 weeks before this event and on the event.
It's our first year with BMW with a very new GT3 car, and then winning the race was very astonishing for ourselves.
And this was something, it gives you an extra kick, because you win the first time, you know you can do it. It's something different than you believed you can do it. In 2018 and 19, we didn't do very well here at the Nürburgring. In 18 we had by sure the best car of all the competitors, but we failed. We had dropouts on mechanical issues, and a year later we had issues and had driver mistakes made very early to the race, and you had to pack your stuff together, and it was not even 4 hours into the race.
On the world's most challenging motor racing circuit around the world, this is the 50th anniversary of the Nürburgring 24 Hours.
You know, I always go into such a weekend and make myself believe I'm able to win. And that's what I want to tell my team as well, and the drivers as well. And so we did it in 2020.
I'm a realistic optimist, so my expectations were, mixed feelings, I would say.
When you come to a race, your expectations are everything and nothing.
We're underway for 2020, down the hill, a real plummet downhill.
The start is always something where a lot of things can happen.
This is going to be very tricky indeed for the first few hours.
At the very beginning, especially with the drivers, you have to make everybody aware that a race is not won the first 4 hours. Be safe, don't make any accidents, and then find performance from hour to hour.
Maybe it sounds a little bit weird, but the whole race went as it was scripted by us. So you go into a race like this with a plan A, plan B, maybe plan C on strategy. And I think about 24 hours before the event started on Saturday, we knew about the weather conditions coming up, and we had a plan for that.
These short, sharp showers are going to be the order of Saturday and Sunday.
The predictions for the weather were not really good, so we expected a race with a lot of rain, many hours of racing in the darkness. The team, they were chilled and frozen to the bone, and I think all the drivers were really exhausted because it was so challenging for them. The site was not good, and there were many accidents.
That's the race leader,
potentially. It is the race leader, Metzger's off the track.
The race leader has stopped.
It was clear we get heavy rain in the night, but then quite a few teams, they pushed like in a sprint race. So our task was to give the drivers the impression it's not important. As long as we are in the leading lap, that's all what is important.
It was all havoc, and suddenly we found ourselves out of performance, and suddenly with the next tire set in a super performance. Within the race there was a different kind of thing which was going on. We had to adjust to. All the engineers did major best to adjust within 2 hours, and then there was a race in the race. I think every one of us, including other teams, they never seen this kind of behavior from cars with the tires at these kind of conditions.
Christopher Haase is off, spinning wildly.
There was only one mission, and this was staying in the lead lap. Staying in the lead lap before we have the red flag. That means 40 seconds off pace. You have to stay on track with the car. No touching, no contact, no mistakes from your side.
Red flag is being put out on the start-finish straight. Conditions on the track becoming too dangerous.
In the morning, everything started from new. And then we were really ready for that. The team knew exactly what to do.
Going to be a race start at 8 o'clock local time and no sooner. Safety car will initiate effectively the restart of the race and hopefully we'll be racing within a lap, maybe 2 laps of that safety car.
I would not want to sit in the car during the restart with all the water spray. I mean, you barely saw anything.
We are racing again at the 24 hours of the Nürburgring. It's the 48th edition of this fabulous race.
You need to have the right drivers, and the drivers need to believe in the team and the decision of the team. And the team need to believe in the decisions the drivers make outside. So everybody needs to have a respect and understanding. And you need to know what your drivers are capable of. One can do better in this condition, other can do better in other conditions. And so all these things, they just come together in one piece. Three hours before the end of the race, we knew we're going to be on the podium if everything falls in line, and now we have to match up a strategy to get on the top row of the podium. And this was just tactic and strategy, and drivers had to manage this, and it was really, really hard to tell your drivers, yeah, you have to go quicker and quicker and quicker, and you knew they're at an absolute limit, but now or never, we don't need a second place, we just want to be first.
Bortolotti hits the pit lane, as does Yellowly. All of these leading runners are going to need slicks at once here.
I still remember the last 3 laps when I said to Nicky Katzberg, Nicky, now we need an outlap which is quicker than anything else you have done before. You know the track, go maximum pace. Doesn't matter if the car comes back. These are the laps.
The 99 BMW of ROWE Racing, Nicky Katzberg at the wheel.
You stand in the box and the adrenaline is pulsating in your veins, and I could not imagine that it was so awesome in the end.
For me, as being quite realistic, it was even before he hit the checkered flag. If nothing happens, this is it. You know, you have it. And in his outlap, when we knew we'd been in front of the Audi when he passed Oettinger Höhe, and then it was 2 laps, he said just keep the car on track, and the gap is about 20 seconds. And then we knew the last 2 laps is just waiting until he brings the car back.
Then for the final time, Nicky Katzberg will come into view of his crew very shortly, and he will see the checkered flag, the winners, ROWE Racing.
Everybody's crying, everybody is screaming, shouting, everybody says, hey, congratulations. It's just happening, it's just a wave. It's very, very hard to describe. It's just all kinds of emotions. Sometimes you just blink of all what happened in the last 10 years, and then you come back to reality, you say, oh, you have to go on the podium. It's really crazy, and you will never forget this feeling.
You have to be on the top, you know yourself, the second and the third, no one is remembering. And we were so often second and third and fourth in these years, so I know very well how it feels. Yeah.
Congratulations to Alexander Sims, Nicky Katzberg, Nick Yellowly, and of course all of the ROWE team.
When you win something where you come from, then this is everything that you can get.
Being able to have this trophy in your hand, for me personally, it was very, very special. It was by far the highlight of my racing career.
I'm now in Spa, and I said, well, we will do it again. I had a very good feeling.
we decided to go with a second project with Porsche in 2019, with a complete new car to us on the concept as well. Well, it was a pretty tough time because 2 24-hour races within 5 weeks, only 3.5 weeks for preparation, is pretty tough. But coming into this event, we know we had a driver lineup in, for me, currently one of the best GT3 cars.
Our driver lineup was just perfect. With Tandy, Bamber and Fondor, I mean, that's the best you can have in the Porsche squad.
We had a very good chance. The team did really good for the last 5 years in Spa in such a very strong competition, and we believed we want to do it again.
For 2020, Total 24 Hours of Spa, and we go racing. 56 cars piling down in treacherous conditions.
Maybe we've not been starting from the desired position, but the characteristics of Spa and how the race goes down, it's not important to start from pole position.
A few spots of rain at the beginning of the race. By the time we got into the first in, it was still clearly slick weather territory.
Spa in the beginning was a little bit also like the Nürburgring race. You know, you have always teams who are pushing like hell in the beginning, and you just have to make sure that nothing happens.
Unfortunately, I could not attend Spa due to the COVID-19 restrictions. So with my 2 boys, I was watching the race on the screen. Then I also had contact to the team, but it is very difficult if you are not at the racetrack to understand what is going on.
The wind is blowing very strongly. The weather could be about to change, and if you look on the camera lens, there is a lot more moisture, John.
When the light goes, it goes quickly at Spa in October.
Anyway, looking at the darkness, you know, the heart of darkness, with 21 hours and 21 minutes to go.
We came into the night, and then the night you have to survive.
Massively flat out. Look at this, the KPM speed, just lifting slightly.
Continuing slippery and treacherous conditions, hit from behind.
Spa, the tension is even higher because you easily can make a mistake which costs you the race on tactics or on a lot of things. And you always have to understand the whole situation on track, what's going on. You have to react to others as well, and they have a different attitude on this.
We tried to sort out things. We tried to make the drivers faster and faster, develop the car with the tires, and get closer to the speed of the top.
Into total darkness, the track continuing to dry a little.
Don't lose a lap, don't fall behind on strategy, but there's a lot of things you can play around Spa on strategy, and the team did a very good job on this.
Routine of pit stops and tyre changes continued relentlessly for the crews.
Full course yellow in 20 seconds.
Full course yellow period, and a chance for the leaders to pit without losing too much time.
We had a good car, managed to make a really good strategy call with taking the full course yellow, and I think we were the only one. Then we could do the short fuel stop and jump to the front, and once we got to the front, pace was good. Now the rain comes again, and we're still trying to survive the night, but it's really good they're up front, and hopefully we see the daylight.
Looked at the weather, there's 40 to 50% chance of rain at the moment at Spa, and looking at the lap times have sort of dropped around 5 seconds-ish.
Well, considering we started 19th, it's been good so far. It seemed like our car came on really strongly going into the night. This might be the coolest condition, so hopefully coming out of it, then we'll pick up a bit of pace.
Things look to be drying out nicely. The 98 ROWE Racing Porsche coming firmly up the order, challenging for a top 3 position.
Nick Tandy did come into the pits. Now, he had half a stint in hand, like a slightly illogical thing to do. However, they did bring him back out in second place. The leader is 63, and Tanya's already through and trying to make a move to get by. And Dennis Lind is due to go into the pits in the next 3 or 4 laps, and yet he still can't escape a heavy Porsche of Nick Tandy right behind him.
There were battles aplenty raging on behind. Oh, big damage, John.
Side by side, who's got the better position? The Porsche on the inside is going to be slightly slower on the corner.
Everyone fighting for position.
Fighting hard still in the Porsche.
And what Nick Tandy did the last 2.5 hours, you know, that was really a really great job.
Has it got the pace to stay level? It's almost there, side by side.
But he might be on the wrong side of the X, but Tandy has gone the long way around and taken the position.
Porsche goes through.
Piling the pressure on and staying out front.
1.5 laps before the end of the race, he suddenly heard really strange and loud noises.
It was really surreal. And then this noise, it was really loud and noisy, you know. It could be only the gearbox.
Tandy clearly has a problem. You can see how nervous they are.
I heard that noise, but I did not know what is happening.
Nick was on the radio reporting this, and if you know Nick, who is very, very calm, even in high critical situations, he wasn't calm there. Engineers would check in and we said, we can't do anything about it. Expect just don't shift and try to stay in gear, but the noise is getting louder and louder and louder. And well, we just hope we survive. Within this last lap, you think, God, we lost everything. But we didn't.
The 24 Hours of Spa is about to be won by ROWE Racing.
To have this double victory feels incredible, and knowing we're coming to Spa and having a chance with the car we had and the combinations we had. So, but really managing this is something you never think of, because you just think of do your work, do your job, and then we'll see how it ends.
He has won the Spa 24 Hours. Nick Tandy, Earl Bamber, Laurens Vanthoor.
For ROWE Racing, it was the largest success of the team, and I was so happy for the team.
The tears are flowing down here.
The team did an amazing job. Nick, that was an incredible stint. The last 3 hours there, we knew he was the man for the job, and then on the last lap the gearbox started to blow up, so we weren't sure if we were even going to make it across the line even with the comfortable gap, so a day we'll never forget.
Tandy wins with the ROWE Racing squad, Earl Bamber and Laurens Vanthoor.
We were the only one who won both races in a year with 2 different brands, you know, and so different cars also. And to deal with that was, yeah, great, just great.